I mean, the way the whole thing has played out, that I don't know who's even visited the woman and the child's family, but like all the actors are making a beeline to Allu Arjun's house. It's really sickening to see, and it's like really disappointing that somebody who has led to the death of somebody else is getting so much sympathy, but the family who's lost a person and like, you know, whose child is in danger is not getting anything.
That is the power of the Telugu industry. I mean, because it is so family centered, so they really believe that they are invincible. And I'm often amused, you know, as an entertainment journalist, when I used to read all these articles comparing Bollywood personalities with South Indian personalities, and then the comparison would always be that Bollywood people are too proud of themselves. South Indian celebrities are very simple, very humble, and I would always laugh to myself because this is, as you said, it's just a facade. It's not true. All of them have giant egos. They all deify. They expect to be deified. And because they know that that's where their power the audience comes from. So if Allu Arjun goes to a theatre, he knew very well what would happen. He knew that there would be a tsunami of people. There would be people who have come there to idolize him.
He also denied knowing anything about the death of the woman, which is also kind of very strange, because a lot of my friends who were watching the movie in the theater, the reviewers were there, and they already started getting WhatsApp messages about the death and about this problem outside the theater. And he, being the actor who was in the film, he not knowing about it till the next day is something nobody can kind of fathom how it's possible.
There's a saying in Malayalam, no, Swayam Kuricha Kuril Vira, which is you dig your own hole. Yeah, so I almost felt like Allu Arjun was doing that, and everything progressively which happened after that, right?
The first thing you should do is appear apologetic, whether it was my fault or not. The fact that this happened, they'd come to watch my movie, and that is terrible. That should be his only line that he should take. I hope it also sends a message to other heroes that this madness, right? And Soumya, I think, can comment on this first week madness and anything to get that box office collection. That should perhaps probably come down with this episode.
I think the culture of hero worship is there, but it is cracking. So that's all, and I feel this is also in some way connected to the kind of first week hyping that happens in the industry, because they know that they can no longer take it for granted that the crowds will turn up.
We've had too much state regulation of public spaces in the last few years, right? You know, it's almost like it's the WhatsApp uncles who are deciding what has to happen in a park. Like we have parks in Bangalore. Somebody put it up on Twitter the other day which said you can't walk anti-clockwise.
What?
And yeah, you can't walk you have to walk only clockwise. And we've had rules like
But why are people walking anti-clockwise?
Kaban Park is under the horticulture department. Horticulture department is good at horticulture, but Kaban Park is also public space now, right? So should horticulture department be the one which is like looking at parks, because that is not their experience of public spaces, how to govern public space. A deputy director of horticulture knows how to maintain a botanical garden, how to do that, but they might not know like how to regulate public space. It's almost like, you know, in every park there is certain people or certain structures which are wielding a lot of power, which is like not at all democratic. And that is a broader conversation we need to have. We need to have people of all classes. Like, how did they decide that street vendors should not be inside? Street vendors, it's their livelihood, but they also serve people in the park like me. I would have been very happy to just eat some peanuts. It's not like they were selling something dangerous or like people are littering. There's enough dustbins over there.
Cops just like were born as cops, right? They were not young people who went to parks. They're always there telling people to get up, move. Didn't you go to parks when you were young?
Indian cities are moving towards a particular vision of a world-class city, which is sanitized, where there's only certain forms of expression which can be allowed in public and certain kinds of activities. Linked to that is, of course, Avial, All We Imagine as Light, which is the other...
What did you call it?
Avial.
All We Imagine is
as light. That's how it's being referred to on Twitter.
I thought you're recommending the food, Avial.
That also, but because that also explores loneliness and the city, right? So in Avial, you see that they don't have space to like be intimate, right? Like you can't have it in your house. There's no public space. So I think linked to this Kaban Park thing, these two things.
Did you come up with this acronym?
Or no. It was already there. There are a lot of people using it.
Sorry, but that is my persistent doubt.
So amused. Also, he's not had lunch, so he's quite hungry.
He's thinking of Avial.
He's thinking of Avial.